For the record, that was Mr. Lopez that asked you all to be quiet. It wasn't me. All right. Okay, we're going to start. Just real quick explanation. We were scheduled to do 5 bills today. 2 of the bills, the capital budget and the capital plan, need to have additional amendments. So we're going to hold those 2. That would be, where's my bill numbers? What is one sheet? You don't have that?
It's just 1.6.2 and 6.3. 6.2 and 6.3 being held. But I put it in your script. All the bills.
Okay, all right. Okay. Bill number 180162 and 180163. Okay, all right. It's in the script, I'm being told. All right. All right, we're going to hold those and we're going to do the 3 other additional bills. This is a public hearing on the committee of the whole regarding bills number 180162, 180163, 180164, 180165, 180166, 180167, 180168, 180178, and resolution number 180185. Mr. Stitt, please read the titles of the bills and resolution.
Bill number 180162, an ordinance to adopt a capital program for the 6 fiscal years 2019 through 2024 inclusive. Bill number 180163, an ordinance to adopt a fiscal 2019 capital budget. Bill number 180164, an ordinance adopting the operating budget for fiscal year 2019. Bill number 180165, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1800 of the Philadelphia Code entitled School Tax Authorization to authorize the Board of Education to impose a real estate tax for the School District of Philadelphia under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 180166, an ordinance amending Section 19-1301.1 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Homestead Exclusion to increase the amount of the homestead exclusion under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 180167, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1400 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Realty Transfer Tax to increase the rate of realty transfer tax under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 180168, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1500 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Wage and Net Profits Tax by revising certain tax rates under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 180178, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1500 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Wage and Net Profits Tax by revising certain tax rates under certain terms and conditions. Resolution number 180185, resolution providing for the approval by the Council of the City of Philadelphia a revised 5-year financial plan for the City of Philadelphia covering fiscal years 2019 through 2023 and incorporating proposed changes with respect to fiscal year 2018, which is to be submitted by the Mayor to the Pennsylvania Intergovernmental Cooperation Authority, the authority pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement, authorized by an ordinance of this council approved by the mayor on January 3, 1992, bill number 1563-A, by and between the city and the authority.
Thank you, Mr. Stitt. Today we continue the public hearing of the Committee of the Whole to consider the bills read by the clerk that constitute proposed operating and capital spending measures for fiscal 2019, a capital program, and a new forward-looking capital plan for fiscal 2019 through fiscal 2024. We have no witnesses on the list today. So with that, let me say that we have a quorum. We would never start without a quorum, Mr. Stitt. We don't want the quorum cops coming in here and snatching us up. You know? I don't know. It's that kind of day, right? There being no witnesses to testify on these bills or resolution, I will announce for the record that bills number 180162, 180163, 180164, 180165, 180178, and resolution number 180185 are being held in committee, and that public hearing is concluded. We are now going to our public meeting to consider the action to be taken on bill number 180166 and number 180167, 180168, and we will now convene the public meeting of the Committee of the Whole, and the chair recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on the amendment to bill number 180167.
Thank you, Council President. I offer an amendment to bill number 180167. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee, and I move for the adoption of the amendment.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that the amendment to Bill number 180167 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries, and Bill number 180167 has been amended. Chair recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on Bill number 180167 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that Bill number 180167, as amended, be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that Bill number 180167 as amended be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation and further move. I'm sorry. Councilman?
Yes,
Councilman Don? I'm
I
sorry.
just wanted to recognize as a no vote on that bill.
Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to call for the vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you in advance.
And you're
Thanks.
eager to vote against that one, huh? That's funny. We'll give you an opportunity to do it again, Councilman, in 1 second. Let me go back. We moved to probably seconded Bill number 180167 as amended be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? To let the record reflect, we have 3 notes. Do you want me to call out your names? Sure, all right. Let the record reflect that Councilman Dom, Councilman O'Neill, Councilwoman Bass, and Councilman O are voting, and Councilman Taubenberg are voting nay. Aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries, and Bill number 180167 as amended will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation and request that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at the next session of council. Chair recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on Bill number 180166.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that Bill number 180166 be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of City Council.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that Bill number 180166 be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, ayes have it. And the motion carries. Bill number 180166 will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation with a request that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at the next session of council. Chair again recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on bills number 180168.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that Bill number 180168 be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next council session.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that Bill number 180168 be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, let the record reflect that Councilman O'Neill and Councilman Dom are voting nay. Ayes have it, and the motion carries. Bill number 180168 will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation and request that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at the next session of council. Chair recognizes Councilman Heenan.
Thank you, Council President. I was just going to make a comment after the procedure,
Okay.
you know, when we going through the procedures on one of the bills that we just moved.
Sure. You want to do it now?
Okay, so the Bill 180166, the homestead exemption, you know, it has been introduced at $40,000. It is my intention, you know, that we continue to have ongoing conversations, since we just approved a real estate transfer increase to fund the, you know, protections and breaks to further, you know, reduce certain residents of the city of Philadelphia's tax and offset it, and actually give them a little break with the increase of their assessments, that we consider raising it to $45,000 in the future. So, you know, we have time till the end of the budget for these ongoing conversations, but I would certainly be in favor of raising it up to $45,000.
Thank you.
So our residents can get a decrease in some of
Yeah,
their taxes.
we've built in an additional week, and one of the reasons why we wanted to move these in a timely fashion in the event we had some additional amendments, so we can get this on a second reading sooner than later.
I fully understand that. Just wanted to get on the record.
Okay.
You know, saying that, you know, we do have the opportunity to come back, and I would be in favor
Correct.
of doing that.
Sure, certainly. Chair recognizes Councilman O'Neill.
Keep it short. I will adopt Councilman Heenan's remarks, except amend his 45 to 50,000. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Mr.
That wasn't a motion in this meeting.
Mr. DeBoe, you okay over there? All right, all right.
Mr. President, that was not in the form of a motion. That was a statement
I understand.
for
Look,
following
Councilman, now I understand.
hearings at home.
Now's the time to have the statements. Thank you, sir. All right, with that, this concludes the business of the committee for today. Well, we have to go back into the public hearing. Yeah, where's Mr. Just checking the record. This concludes the business of the committee for today. The committee will stand in recess until the call of the chair. Thank you all very much.